All right, hello. This was my time at the food pantries for the Capital District. And hello, I'm Julia. So there we go. Who am I? Okay, so I am from Scroon Lake, New York. As many of you know, I'm from the Adirondacks. I am a hiker. I'm a knitter. Currently, I'm working on a lovely scarf. So that's really fun, those cold weather activities. And I went to St. Lawrence University and got my bachelor's degree in environmental studies. That's just a little blurb about me. Let's continue. So why VISTA? Well, I was a recent college grad. I graduated in 2020 and I was looking to gain some professional experience, but also help make a difference in the pandemic with some sort of essential job. And so this seemed to be the best fit for me. This is kind of what I wanted, mainly because I wanted the professional experience. So we applied and we got placed with TFP located in Albany. Very exciting. So I'm just going to briefly go over who TFP is again for those of you that are new, and those of you that are old, I'm so sorry because you've probably heard this a million times. So we're a coalition of 70 food pantries throughout the capital region, and our mission is to address hunger in the capital region through our member food pantries to promote a hunger-free community. So just so we're clear, we are not the food bank and we are not a food pantry, but we do work with both of them. So ultimately we provide services to support our member food pantries. So pretty much we're kind of the middleman between the two. And we support our member pantries through funding, purchasing, collecting, and delivering food. And we also provide resources for networking, coordination of services, education, and training for pantry staff and volunteers. So now going into what I actually did, this changes, there we go. So my VAD, so I was the community engagement software coordinator. And I didn't really know what that meant when I came in, and I knew nothing about software. So I was like, let's see how this goes. So pretty much what I was supposed to do was implement improvements to the delivery program and research delivery software to recommend better options. So initially, everything that kind of encompassed our driver programs was kind of all over the place as far as like scheduling and paperwork and communication and driver tracking and all those different components. They were all kind of in different spots, whether they were in different programs or in different mediums. Like some things were literally done on paper, and other things were, again, in different programs. And so the goal for me was to come in, implement a software that could kind of take all of these things that are scattered all over the place and kind of put some of them into one spot. So as a result, this will help our local food pantries be able to better have their needs met because we will be a little bit more efficient. So yeah, essentially I had to research and recommend a software and then create a report on the results and work with the staff to implement those changes, and then eventually draft a guide to help people in the future utilize the selected software. So now we'll talk about what I actually did, which was basically just that. I was really impressed that it kind of went exactly how my VAD was laid out. So that was cool. So in January, I came in, I became familiar with like the staff and the structure and the programs and whatnot. And then in February, I spent pretty much that whole month riding on the trucks with our driver team to learn more about our driver programs, like in the field, which I think is really important, and to get to know our drivers and kind of form a relationship with them because I was working in that portion of the office. So it was good to know them. So yeah, I would spend basically my whole day out in the trucks doing deliveries with our food express programs and our food shuttle programs and our home delivery programs. So that was definitely really eye-opening and a very unexpected part of my experience. I didn't actually think I was going to be going out in the middle of winter, like, and helping to unload trucks, but I did, and it was good. So then in March, I kind of sat in the office and started doing my VAD, which began with starting to research different softwares online By April, I was demoing and trialing different software options that we had come up with. So we developed a big long list of potential ones that we were interested in, and then kind of narrowed it down to like 4 or 5 or so that we decided we were actually going to demo and trial. So we took a couple months to do that. And then by around June-ish, based off of the criteria that we kind of formed, which included price point, simplicity, use, ability to schedule and allow communication with drivers and driver tracking, things like that, we were able to select a software that kind of met most of those needs. So then I wrote up a recommendation on that and sent that to the board of directors for them to approve. And so in August, well, it didn't take that long to approve, but by August I was starting to implement that software. And yeah, that was pretty much it. And then so started doing that. And then in November, we received our first tablet, which our plan was to get tablets for all of our drivers, so that way they can start utilizing the Synchro Team app, which is the software I chose. So we began doing that, and so it's kind of where I'm at the moment. Let's see, come on. There we go. So this is Synchro Team. This is the software that I selected. So after a couple months of researching and demoing, we concluded that Synchro Team would be the best option for our TFP delivery programs. And basically it's a cloud-based field management software, and it allows for access via desktop for the office team, through an app for the drivers, and through a specific link for pantry coordinators to all like access information and to utilize the software. So it provides us services like tracking the driver's progress throughout their delivery day. We can directly communicate with our drivers. It allows for us to do our scheduling directly in the program. And it allows, again, for access for the pantry coordinators to view their future delivery dates. So currently I am wrapping up my VAD. And that includes, again, like kind of what I mentioned, our tablet project. So we have 1 tablet right now, and we're starting to roll out more tablets to our drivers. So pretty much I am taking my time to set them up for them, and then briefly train them on how to use the app, which is pretty simple, which is good. And so actually we just received the rest of our tablets in the mail this week. So I'm really excited to go back in the office and actually start setting those up for them. So come January, by the time my service is done, hopefully everyone will be using Synchro Team. So that's really, really exciting to see that we've made that much progress. Also, I'm also working on the TFP Synchro Team guide, which is a guide that I am currently writing to show future TFP employees on how to use Synchro Team for our delivery programs. So at the moment, it's mostly written out, but because we've already made some changes as to how we want to use it, I have to update that. So originally, as far as scheduling goes, we were going to manually schedule and use a recurring feature, but we're realizing it's not really working the way we want it to. So now we're going to do a giant Excel sheet and then just upload everything every time we're ready to have a schedule uploaded. So I just need to accommodate for that. Yeah, so, but that is not all. So that's my main project that I was doing here at TFP, but I was doing other things too. So some other things that I worked on while I was here is I helped in creating and updating daily and monthly scheduling. I did a lot of data entry and helped with auditing the TFP driver database. I started doing food drive coordination during our busy season, especially around Thanksgiving. We had a lot of people wanting to hold food drives. And so I would come in and help make sure that I can answer all their questions and coordinate pickup and drop offs and things like that. I also help manage our infant needs program, which helps provide our pantries with diapers and formula for those that have clients that are in need of those goods. And then I helped create a new donation order form through JotForm, which allows our member pantries to help request donation items that are available in our warehouse, which is really good because we were all doing it through email and it was a mess and it was really difficult to keep track of who wanted what. So this was really helpful. And then for fun stuff, I learned how to propagate plants at my desk, which was really cool. I've never been able to do that before. I was always one to kind of kill plants. And so all of a sudden I gained a green thumb. So that was kind of fun. I've had a lot of discussions with Akichi about plants and I've been trying to help her out, but hopefully she finds success. And I wish she was here because I would have given her plants to help gain her green thumb. But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of it. I mean, I did a lot of other little one-off projects, but that is majority of what I did. So now going into what I actually learned, which actually was a lot. First of all, I learned what food pantries were. I mean, obviously I knew what they were, but I didn't realize how they worked. Especially the whole aspect of them having a budget and being able to actually purchase food. I don't know, in my head, I always thought it was donation based, but actually they have money. They order food from the regional food bank. And that's how they have such a great stock of food. And I didn't know that. So that was really nice to know. Also, I learned about the operations team. So while I was at TFP, I worked in the operations team and I learned what operations actually was because I didn't actually know what that was and what that meant for our TFP driver programs. I learned how to better research. So I did that through researching software, researching tablets, researching phones. I did a lot of little mini research projects in addition to that too. So I think I got better at that. I also learned about software because I knew nothing about that beforehand and how to efficiently and thoroughly learn how a software works in a short period of time. I usually took about a week or so to understand how our softwares that we were trialing worked. And I don't know. I think that was a good amount of time. You don't want to spend too much time on it because otherwise I never would have gotten through what I was able to get through my service year. So that was good. And then just little things like I learned how to work with others remotely. I've never really had to do that. In the past, it was more so, you know, you worked on group projects and you met in person, and because half of the staff at TFP was remote, I had to learn how to work remotely with people. And also how to work independently, because a lot of the project I worked on, I was working on by myself. So I definitely developed skills on how to do that well and effectively. So that was good. So next steps. Yes, this guy is shrugging because I don't really know. I'm currently applying for jobs. And I am currently in the middle of interviewing with a few places, but so far, nothing yet. So we're just hoping, but I am planning on staying in the area. So we shall see. We'll see. All right. But that was my time at TFP. So thank you very much. And I just really want to say thank you to the Siena cohort and all the Vistas. I literally wouldn't have been able to get through this year without you guys, especially social and self-care. You guys have been great. But yeah, I really appreciated having that support system while I was here. It was really wonderful. So